Hello to you all and welcome to IMPROVATE's AgriTech 2021 International Conference. I'm Lauren Izo. IMPROVATE is a platform for creating long-lasting connections, enabling change makers in technology and decision makers in government to make progress through innovation. IMPROVATE is all about finding solutions and sparking collaborations that improve the quality of life for people around the world. Today's broadcast will be dedicated to agriculture and water in arid regions. Israel is considered a world leader in the field of agritech, considering the fact that over 60% of its landmass is desert, and it possesses limited natural resources. Israel has developed the ability to assimilate advanced agricultural technologies based on research, also creating innovative solutions to maximize the use of water resources and growing agricultural crops in extreme desert conditions. Thus, it is equipped to meet vital needs in developing its agriculture. Moving on now to SupPlant, which is an Israeli ag-tech company that translates plants into actionable insights, assisting farmers around the world in making the best use of resources, increasing yields, and saving water in a reality of unpredictable climate.
As the climate changes and demand for healthy food skyrockets, agriculture is under pressure to do more with less. For thousands of years, farmers have fed humanity thanks to their learned and earned experience through good times and bad. But many farmers have wondered, if plants could talk, what would they say? When exactly would they ask to be irrigated, and how much? At SupPlant, we make it possible for you to speak with your trees. SupPlant is proud to present the ultimate irrigation recommendation system made by farmers for farmers. SupPlant's system gathers data from sensors deployed on your plants and translated into actionable recommendations using artificial intelligence. Every farmer knows that water matters. With SupPlant, you can optimize your irrigation and drive big results. SupPlant has accumulated data covering thousands of growing seasons across every weather condition imaginable. So whatever condition your plantation faces, we have the knowledge needed to help you succeed.
Last summer we had the worst heat wave I can remember. Our grapefruit's trunks began to contract. Based on the insights of SupPlant systems combined with some good advice from their experts, we started to irrigate with less stress. The trunks immediately started to grow back, and the fruits adapted to the extreme weather conditions. When the heat wave was over, our yields actually improved.
Last season I tried SupPlant's system on one of my vineyards, while treating the other one with my old methods. The difference was clear. With the old methods, every cluster had a few decomposed grapes in it. With SupPlant's system recommendations, the clusters were impeccable. Vineyards need to be irrigated with stress, but it has to be controlled. SupPlant helped me do it properly.
At SupPlant, we enable you to listen to your plants. What are they trying to tell you?
Ori Ben-Ner is the CEO of SupPlant, a company that figured out how to speak with plants. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So what are the main challenges of growing food here in the 21st century?
Look, I have two children.
Okay.
One 2.5 years old and one 2-month-old. You get out of the hospital with a 2-month-old baby or a newborn and they tell you, feed them every 3 hours. Now, what if feeding them dependent on the weather? And what if the weather is unstable? Now, what we do at SupPlant is basically what we're doing with our 2.5-year-old. We're asking him if he's hungry. The answer, obviously, is climate change. And climate change as a catastrophe phenomena that you can imagine from Hollywood movies is already impacting daily farming practices. It's not climate change more than unstable weather. Now, 99% of agriculture decisions, specifically irrigation, rely on the weather itself. And a lot or most of the common practice today is getting lost, and the ability to rely on the weather in order to make actions is declining dramatically. 2-3 extreme heat days or temperatures that can exceed 45 degrees in one can be the difference between a disastrous season and a normal season. Our notion is simple. If you irrigate, if you fertigate, if you make agriculture decisions based on the necessities of the plant, on the growth patterns, on the stress levels, on the health of the plant, then you are not dependent on externalities like the weather. We built an amazing technology that does exactly that. We translate the plants through sensors you saw in the movie that sits on the trunk, that sit on the fruit, that collect measurements every 10 minutes, and translate them into actions, daily actions, specifically or most prominently irrigation.
So other than what you mentioned, what are some of the other benefits of plant sensing?
First of all, they allow farmers to make decisions, like I said, that are based on the plant itself, which is what matters, the crop, the yield. And second of all, once you monitor the reaction or how the plant reacts to everything you're doing, your ability as a farmer to learn is endless. But I'll say it in another way. Not using plant sensing is like you trying to determine my current heartbeat rate, and instead of measuring it, you will try to guess it or assume it based on my age and gender. Four main dramatic benefits. The first one is quality. We're able to increase sugar levels in wine grapes, hence have better wine. Water savings. Why? Because our algorithm is based to increase quality and quantity. Why water savings? Because when you don't know how much to irrigate, most growers will over-irrigate, as the implications are much less harmful than under-irrigating. So we usually save 30 to 36, 37% water from day one. It's very important when you're irrigating in the desert, obviously. Third is what we call climate-smart irrigation. Preparing the plant preemptively to an extreme heat event can, again, be the difference between healthy growth and a disastrous season. Growing in 45 degrees and more, 3-4 days straight, is not something that is necessarily harmful. We can do things, and we are doing. Lastly, and most importantly, is yield increase. Our ability to increase yields from day one, 10, 20, sometimes 30% water, we see all across the board in 14 countries, 32 crops, is dramatic, and this is the best benefit, obviously.
Ori, can you give us some insights into the growth of your company?
Yeah, so I am very lucky to sit here as the CEO of a young company in the sweet spot of everybody's talking about 10x growth. Last year, in January, I put a goal of enhancing our install base 10 timefold. And they said I'm crazy. And then when we left it like that after COVID-19 started, they said I'm super crazy. Now, we finished it with 1,200% or 12x growth. And the obvious reasons are what I explained. The results were showing the fact that we're fanatic about customer support. No, really fanatic. It's written on our walls. The fact that we are farmers and we understand farmers, but I think, and this is maybe the bottom line, demand or the greatest generator of demand today is the understanding of the market or the understanding of farmers globally that you can't do farming in the 21st century with the reality of climate change without plant sensing, without speaking to plants. It's becoming too hard, and it will become impossible. This is maybe the bottom line.
Very interesting, Ori Ben-Ner. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. That's it from IMPROVATE's International Agritech Conference. We've heard today from officials and businessmen in Israel, the UAE, and Africa, and the Israeli agritech companies who presented their technologies today: Netafim, Alga Health, WFI Group, SupPlant, NRGene, GES, and Ramat Negev Desert Agro Research Center. IMPROVATE is all about access and connections, exposing Israeli tech leaders to governments and companies around the world to promote businesses whose goal is innovation. The exposure right here at this conference is a first step. The next step, delegations and real-world business connections. We want to thank you all for taking part and hope this is just the start of doing business together, making technology accessible to all and improving the lives of people across the world. Keep an eye out for IMPROVATE's next conference on renewable energy that is on March 9th. I'm Lauren Izzo. Thank you for watching.